Hello, this is Billy Core from the Carolina Circle Mile Wiki. Today is Thursday, April the 27th of 2017, and we're going to do kind of a unique video in a way. What we have here is my one of my favorite vintage laptops I have ever owned because it's just so capable of everything. This is my Dell Latitude C600 from about the year 2000, I want to say. It's got an Intel Pentium 3. I forget the exact speed. 512 megabytes of RAM, and it usually has a 60 gigabyte hard drive running Windows 98 Second Edition. And I usually use this as one of my portable retro gaming laptops because it plays all my Windows 3.1, 95, and 98 games beautifully, as well as a few DOS games. It plays a few DOS games pretty good as well. But what we're going to do is a little experiment with it today. But let me take you back to December the 31st of 2002, when I had a computer that was, well, the bane of my existence. It was a Pentium 3 Gateway desktop running Windows Millennium Edition, and it ran like total garbage. But recently my dad had purchased a Dell Inspiron 2650 running Windows XP, and I was absolutely jealous of that because brand new operating system, Windows XP, oh my gosh, shiny, 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 new, the Luna interface. So yeah, I wanted in on that, so I somehow happened to have $300 on me at the time. Don't ask me how a 13-year-old had $300 to spend, but I went to my local Staples, found a copy of Windows XP Home Edition Upgrade for $99.99 and said, "Backward." And here it is. Right here, this is the original copy that I bought back on December 31st, 2002. It did not help my gateway, by the way. It did not make it more reliable. It probably would have if I had done a clean install of Windows XP instead of a in-place upgrade, but I was only 13 at the time, and I really wasn't familiar with that concept at the time. But what we're going to do today is kind of recreate that that day. What I've done is I took a spare 30 gig hard drive, stuck it in this computer here, installed a copy of Windows Millennium Edition, which by the way doesn't run very well on this system, by the way. And we are going to take this copy of Windows XP Home Edition, and we're going to do an in-place upgrade from Windows ME to Windows XP. Go ahead and turn it on. I installed Windows ME and a couple of little applications just to get it going. Oh, this is one major flaw with the laptop. The screen only works when it wants to. Okay, I kind of got it working there, but it's kind of garbled. I need to get a new screen for it. I don't know if it's the ribbon cable or the screen itself. I might as well just replace the whole screens and cable since it's probably pretty affordable on eBay. Alright, log into my server. And here we are, Windows Millennium Edition, or as some people like to call it, Windows Mistake Edition. A couple of years ago I actually did a pretty in-depth video on Windows ME, and it's actually one of my more popular videos, so if you want to see what my real thoughts are on Windows ME, go check that video out. To summarize it, I think Windows ME is okay. It's not the best operating system Microsoft ever put out there, but when you run it on the right system, it's really not too bad. But anyway, that's not the point of this video. We're going to go ahead and take our copy of Windows XP Home Edition. By the way, this is RTM, no service packs at all on here. And we're going to get our compact disc out. And here we are. Microsoft sure loves these freaky holographic designs, but I believe that's for, they do that to prevent piracy. So, yep, this is a genuine Windows XP Home Edition upgrade CD. And we're going to go ahead and pop it in the DVD drive. We'll zoom in on the screen there. I installed a copy of Office 2000 and a couple little applications there just to make it a little bit more authentic for an upgrade. Oh yes, welcome to Microsoft Windows XP. What do you want to do? Well, I want to get a girlfriend and get a job, but I guess we'll settle for installing Windows XP. So we'll go ahead and do that. Now here's something you don't see every day, the Windows XP setup screen in full regular resolution. Usually when you see this, you're doing a clean install of Windows XP and the video driver is not installed and everything's squished into 640 by 480. At least that's what I think the resolution is. But anyway, it's asking us if we want to do an upgrade or a new installation. We're going to do an upgrade. I totally read that license agreement. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put my product key in. Alright, welcome back. Setup will create an upgrade report for your computer. Because some programs or devices might not work with Windows XP, Setup will create a report of known issues for your computer. The report is automatically saved and can be viewed after the upgrade. If there are problems after the upgrade, you can uninstall Windows XP and return to your current version of Windows. Show me hardware issues and a limited set of software issues. Recommended. Okay, we'll go ahead and do that. And it wants to download the latest setup files from Windows Update. I don't believe that works anymore, so we'll tell it to skip that. Not quite sure what it's up to right now. Okay, I believe what it's doing is it's basically scanning the computer's hardware and software to see what's compatible with Windows XP and what's not compatible with Windows XP. So it's currently going through an analyzation. So I guess I'll pause the video there and come back on the other end of that. Alright, got ourselves a little upgrade report. Setup found hardware or software on a computer that might not work with Windows XP. You should read and understand this upgrade report before continuing. Nothing too serious there. We'll just go ahead and tell it next, and it's going to copy over the installation files. You can hear that disk drive going. Okay, it's going to restart the computer. Restart manually, press the escape key. We'll go ahead and do that. And This will be the last time we'll see Windows ME. Or not. Maybe we'll have to do it manually. I always thought that part was interesting. Okay, starting Windows setup. Again, I want to reiterate, whenever you're upgrading your version of Windows, don't do it like this. Always back up your files, just wipe your hard drive and do a clean install, because you'll run into a lot less trouble. Alright, we're at this part of setup now. I remember this part from the Gateway back in 2002, thinking it was something was broken because of such a low color depth. But take my word for it, it's perfectly okay. Now this part may take a little while, so I'll go ahead and pause the video and see you later. Alright, we're at the first official XP splash screen, so we're getting somewhere, folks. And we've still got a long ways to go. Setup will complete in approximately 46 minutes. Not sure if that's how true that is or not. I'm guessing not very true, but we'll just have to wait and see. We'll see you later. Okay, I think this is it. I think this is the final reboot, folks. You know, this was a pretty common thing for people to do. Take their old Pentium 3 laptops or desktops like this and run Windows XP on it. Windows XP ran great on Pentium 3s back in the day. Except for mine, but I know the computer's just a pile of junk. But nowadays, though, running Windows XP or later on a Pentium 3, I just really don't see the point in it anymore. I mean, it made sense back then, but now I see Pentium 3s as more of for more like vintage gaming and whatnot, that kind of stuff. So save them for that. Don't put XP on it, and because you really won't be able to get much out of it these days. Just put Windows 98 or whatever on it. That way you can actually do stuff with it. This screen brings back a lot of memories. Here, have a Skittle. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Alright, with the out-of-box experience with sound. As loud as it's going to get, unfortunately. These speakers don't get too loud. Now, when I did this on my Gateway back in 2000, there was no sound when I got to this point. Because the creative Sound Blaster card I had in that computer For whatever reason, Windows XP didn't like it. So, but thankfully I was able to just reinstall it with a CD I got with the computer itself, and it worked just fine afterwards. Ready to activate Windows? No, because this is only just a temporary installation. Let's get on the internet. Get online with MSN. Select this option if you're a new or existing MSN member. Do not set up an internet connection at this time. Alright, who will use this computer? Well, me, of course. Go. Whoa. My mouse cursor is acting erratically. It's this little track point here. It doesn't work very well, and if it's touched in the wrong way, it'll make the mouse go nuts, but it's okay now, actually. As soon as I said that, it quit. Alright, thank you! Congratulations, you're ready to go. Well, once the mouse decides to cooperate. There we go, just hit enter. Took the cheap way out. So yeah, back in like 2002 or so, this would have been a great little computer to run Windows XP on. But again, I wouldn't recommend doing it nowadays. I'm only doing it today for the purpose of a video. See, there's our wallpaper we set back in Windows ME. It's really banging on that hard drive. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this mouse. Yeah, come on, mouse. Like it says, this track point right here, well, you can't really see it at this current angle. So let's just reboot, shall we? And I'll be right back. Okay, Reboot did not fix it, but suddenly it's working anyway, so take from it what you will. Oh yeah, when you first install Windows XP, it nags you to add a .NET passport to Windows XP. Those were the days. Yep, all our programs are still there, like Office 2000. Including our little friend, the clip thingy. I've had a long day, folks. I can't even remember the name of this stupid thing. Would you like to register your copy of Office 2000 Professional? No! So that works. Head into System Properties. 851 megahertz Pentium 3, 512 megs of RAM. Device Manager. Yeah, Universal Serial Bus Controller is not detected. Well, it wasn't detected in Windows ME either. But, yeah, it looks like it's picked up every single bit of, drivers. 30 days left for activation. Well, tough luck, Windows. Actually, what the heck? Let's activate Windows XP in the year 2017. Register with Microsoft? No, I don't want to register now. Let's just activate Windows. Now this assumes we have an internet connection. I believe we should. Unable to establish a connection with the activation server. Well, we could use the telephone method, but this is only a temporary installation, so I could really care less. But yeah, this is what it was like back in the early 2000s to upgrade your computer to Windows XP. Lots and lots and lots of people did that. So I guess we'll go ahead and end this video for now. This is, first we'll take the CD out. So, we will see you next time, folks. Thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like, subscribe, and follow me on Facebook and Twitter. The addresses are located in the bottom right corner. Until next time, this is Billy Core signing off.